everybody, it's Alyce-Kay Ruckelshaus from Threshold of Hineni, and we're going to we are going to add these two envelope pockets to our signature. Okay, we made these in the last two videos, and this time we're going to add it to our signature so that we can add it to our book. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to cut some fabric. You could do this with fabric or with paper. I just like fabric better. I trust it more. Where have I been cutting from? I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to cut from right here. And I am actually going to measure it if I have a ruler, which I don't. I started moving things over to my other table, thinking that that was where I was going to work, and then it turned out that like the sun comes through there all the time, and it's really uncomfortable and it wouldn't film very well, so I changed my mind and I haven't moved everything back here yet. So, okay, I'm going to cut it probably a little bit wider than what I'm actually going to use. I'm going to tear it. There we go. That's probably a little wider than what I'm going to use, but I would rather start out too wide and cut it than to start out too narrow. Let's pull off some of that, and I'm going to save the threads that I just pulled out. See it, even like a little piece of burlap thread like that, oops, like this right here. Okay, I save that too for the Franken paper. You know, when I make that like this, I don't have any burlap thread in here, but I have some of these pieces of Bill's yarn, and I have little pieces of cheesecloth and stuff like that. So I use those little fibers on the Franken paper, and it just makes it look so much nicer, so much more ragged and loved. Okay, so I have this piece, and what we want to do is, this is going to be the one that's in the front of the book, and it's going to be that way because we want it to open this way. So we're going to be gluing it to this piece of fabric, and the fabric is what will actually be, the binding will go through that rather than going through the envelopes, because we want the envelopes to be pockets. They open up at the top. We opened them up in the last couple videos. So this is how we want to do it. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm not going to be covering anything important with the fabric. And when I was making these, I really should have thought about that to make sure. I could do it on the back too, which I might do, because I don't care as much about the back. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm going to do it this way. Okay, and that is a good size paper. Okay, good size fabric. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the glue actually on the envelopes rather than on the fabric, and then I can just lay the fabric down on top of them. And I'm going to move this cheesecloth out of the way so it doesn't get stuck under this. Okay, so it's not the whole length of the envelope, which I didn't want it to be the whole length. Okay, it goes up to about here. So it's about fingernail distance. Okay, and I'm going to put these about this far apart. Okay, so I'm going to use my glue. This glue works really well for paper, fabric, anything. I really love this glue. And it seemed a little pricey when I bought it, but it's lasted really long, and I'm really cheap, you guys. I have to tell you, I'm pretty cheap. I don't like to spend a lot of money. It's lasted pretty long, and it has been really, really good. So I just like it a lot. Okay, I'm going to get something here like these scissors to hold the cheesecloth out of the way. Lay those on top, which I'm sorry if it makes it hard for you guys to see, but I don't really want the cheesecloth to get glued underneath this fabric strip. I don't think I can do anything about the burlap. It's going to end up underneath the fabric strip, unless I can maybe hold it back, and maybe that might work. We'll see. Okay, I don't know if I can do that. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to do this side first. I'm going to lay this, I want these a little bit closer. I don't want them completely closer, but I want them as close as possible and still have an opening for the binding so that this doesn't get caught in the binding so much that it's hard to use it. Okay, so, oh yeah, I did get that underneath the burlap. There we go. That's nice, right? Okay, that works well. Okay, so the main thing is that you want the gap at the top to be the same amount as the gap at the bottom. Should have the same gap all the way through, or else your page that's made up of the envelope is going to be crooked. So hopefully I got that right. Okay, and I'm using a cosmetic wipe to just get all the glue down flat and wipe up any that comes out, and then I'm going to switch it over, make sure it didn't get on my table. Oh, none of it leaked out here either. That's pretty good. Now I could put another piece of fabric here if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. This is going to hold really strong because this glue is seriously just really, really incredible. And so that's going to be enough. Okay, and I'm going to put my scissors away. Okay, so then we're going to find our journal. Let me put my glue away. We're going to find in the journal where we wanted it, which is really easy because it was the second page in. So this becomes our new page this way. Sorry. Okay, so it becomes a new page for us like this. Okay, so we open up our book and we've got that beautiful coffee stained page, and then we've got this, which I think is pretty cool, which has a pocket right here, and the envelope opens up so that you can put something in there, and of course the whole page is one gigantic envelope. We can put like several sheets in there if we want to. Okay, so that's one page, and then here's the back of it, and then when it's bound it'll be like this. Okay, and then your next pages and stuff. Okay, and then in the back it'll be like you're coming along, da 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 da. Here you come to this envelope, and there's the back of it, and then here's the back page. Nice, right? Is that going to be cool? Okay, and it does stick out a little bit farther than the other pages, but that's okay. I am totally fine with that. Okay, so that's actually it. I don't have anything else to show you today. Tomorrow we are going to bind this baby. Okay, so you want to have an awl. All right, you can get this at Walmart. It came in a package of this and two tools that were curved, kind of like awls, but they were curved, and I don't know how to use those. I keep meaning to look them up online, but I haven't. I will also link, I'll try to remember to include a link down below in the description to some in Amazon that I saw that I think are prettier because they're wood handled, but at the same time I kind of think maybe this is better because it's long handled, because what you've got to do is you've got to get all the way in here. So I think going with the long handled one that I got from Walmart is probably the best, but I will link those just in case you want those. So you need that, and you need some, I'm going to use twine. You can use anything that's really durable. Yarn I would not recommend for this particular journal because it's just got a lot in it. I have used yarn in a couple of journals and it's worked fine, but for this I just think yarn would not be the best thing. But you could use twine. I might actually use this. I think this is leather, I'm pretty sure. I got it, who knows how long ago. Another option is baker's twine, which I don't have any here on my desk, but that would work too. Just something that's really strong and that you think looks good with your cover. It is going to show on the outside. The stitches that you take, which you're going to take 2 big stitches, are going to show on the outside in the binding. And it's going to show if you decide that you want to have a dangle like I'm going to with beads, then, and I don't have, oh yeah, I do have something here I can show you. Okay. So this is a journal that I'm doing that has pictures of East Tennessee, and actually of our county, of Monroe County. And so like here I've got some dangles and bookmarks and stuff hanging down. So what was I telling you about? I don't remember. And this one, the stitches don't show because I decided to sew over them, even though they looked fine. But what I've done here is in the middle, see my husband is the centerfold. Okay, this is all tangled up, so I can't get to it. But anyway, in the center, you've got your twine coming out here, and you can just tie it and just leave it, or if you want to have it dangling, I just love to have beads and stuff. So I've got beads and buttons and too much stuff, obviously, because it tangled. So probably don't want to have that much. Oh, here's some baker's twine. This is purple and pink, which you probably don't want to use if you're using anything close to the same colors as I am. But if you have a purple or pink journal, like if my mom was doing this, she would probably really like the purple. She would do a completely purple journal. Okay, so that's what you want to have, and that's, oh, and a needle, a big needle. Let me find my needles. Okay, so you want a big needle, like, I think this is like for crewel embroidery or something. I've never done crewel embroidery, but I think that's what this is. So a big needle like this, with a big enough eye to get whatever you're using through it. Okay, so that's it. Dental floss would probably work, but it'd be kind of ugly and it might smell like mint. So that's what you need for the next time. An awl, something to bind it with, and a big needle. All right, I love you all. I love you all. Haha. This is my allergies and total lack of sleep speaking. I love you all, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.